Well, it seems we have overcome that very difficult period with some aplomb. But just when things are starting to look absolutely fine again, we've lost our right winger. And so it goes on. But we have to keep battling, and this Preston team will do just that. Let's go and kick some balls. Hello and welcome back to The Road to Glory, Part 71, Season 8, currently still at Preston. And we have made a dramatic recovery since the last episode, and we have gone from strength to strength, and we look like we are well on course to achieve my goals of automatic promotion this season. And today we will be playing two games that are very winnable. We will be playing Luton Town at home, and then we will be home a few days later to Charlton Athletic. But before we get into all that, if you are new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffer playing the game, then you're in the right place. So why not subscribe, like, watch and comment, help the channel to grow and help us to support the very, very good stuff that you can see scrolling above. And while we are on that subject, I will leave a link to the Just Giving page in the description below. And if you are of a mind to contribute, even if it's a small amount, even £1 or £2 will be much appreciated. And together we can make a difference. And my sincere thanks to all those who've contributed already and helped us to raise the amazing total so far of £258. Thank you very much to all of you. But now I think it's time to go and find out what has happened on the pitch since you were last with us. And when you were last with us, you saw us have that defeat to Bournemouth, a very memorable occasion because of my anger at what was going on. And then you saw we bounced back against Burnley, and it seemed to be against Burnley business as normal. And then we followed that a few days later with a very nice away victory at Oxford, and that was followed by a very nice 3-1 home victory against Peterborough in the EFL Cup, the Caribou Cup third round. And then we had a very tasty 3-1 home victory against Sunderland, and followed that with a 3-0 away victory at Bristol City. Everything is going well at the moment, and we followed that then a week later with a good 1-0 victory against Coventry. However, there were times when we have had to make some very big in-game decisions and change the style a little bit. And I think that the AI is starting to catch up with what we're doing, and I'm noticing that teams are pressing us a lot heavier these days. And when I made the changes in-game to counter this, it seemed to work. So there is a way, I think, that we found that we can counter teams who are putting us under pressure and pressing us high up the pitch. So all in all, it's gone very, very well. And still this season, we have lost just the one game. And in terms of the championship, it looks like this. We are top of the league, and after 10 games, we have 27 points, and we are 5 points clear of Leeds, who have played a game more than us, and we are 7 points clear at this stage of Bournemouth. Very early days, and as I said, I do suspect that the AI is beginning to work out what we are doing. And I think that the AI is seeing that it might have a better chance of getting results against us if it plays in this way. And I also have had to make decisions about things to do in-game, and it so far has been successful. And so what we have done when they start to press us in this way is in possession we have gone to a slightly higher tempo, and we've taken out play out of defence, and that stops us making more mistakes than normal. We've kept it at a balanced tempo because we didn't want to go too high and risk making more mistakes or making poor decisions. So a balanced tempo seems to work very well, and taking out play out of defence. And then in transition, what we do is we, instead of holding our shape, we will counter press, and that seems to make a difference as well. We'll also take out, slow the pace down, and getting at them when they are coming at us by counter pressing, it actually seems to make us a little bit more of a threat. And then out of possession, we simply come off our own trigger press a little and everything else will stay the same. And so that seems to work quite well. And so far, when the AI has changed its way of playing, I think we've just about got the upper hand. But we also have had another injury, and we have lost, inevitably, our right wing Corbeanu. And that means that in terms of what we have left, with Corbeanu injured and out for around about 4 weeks, I think, we only have Dan Savu and Brooke Norton-Cuffy who can cover in that position. Dan Savu, who is a decent player, but he's not of the standard that I'm looking for. He's got decent physicals, but he's very small. He's only 5'5", and he's not very strong. His mentals are not good, and unfortunately his technicals are not that great, although he has good dribbling and he's got good technique. However, he has had a good spell of recent form, and he has posted a 7.8 and a 7.4 in recent games, and he hasn't actually put in a bad performance all season. And so maybe he's not a bad replacement for Corbeanu and can pick up a few games, and it gives him a chance to prove himself and his value to this team. But there is another option that we can use, but there is another way we can look at this, as I don't want Norton-Cuffy being moved from fullback at this point in time. We can also bring in Doherty, and he can play as an inverted winger there instead of a winger, and that means we can make Keogh a winger on that side. He can play as a winger quite comfortably and very well, and so it won't really upset the balance too much. But for the moment, I think I'm going to go with Savu for this game. Play him as a winger as we normally play, and just give him his opportunity. And then if it doesn't work out, we can look at what other options that we have. So although in terms of injuries we are still struggling, and if we look at what's happened in terms of our injury history this year, it is an absolute nightmare. There have been so many injuries that we've had to suffer, and that is just 2.5 months of the season. It is an absolutely phenomenal amount of injuries, and currently we do have 3 players still out. We have Corbeanu out, who will probably be out for around about 4 weeks. Azevedo is out, but he will hopefully return for the next game. And then Musa Mohammed, he's captain of the club now, and he hasn't played a single game this season, expected to be out for up to 3 weeks. But if he'll get back before Christmas, I'll be grateful. He just doesn't seem to be able to get back into health, and as soon as he comes back he gets injured again. He's having real problems, and we as a club are having injury problems, but it's a squad that is good enough to overcome these problems. And so 2 games coming up that are very winnable. First at home to Luton, and second at home to Charlton. And we are sitting 5 points clear, and that doesn't give me the most comfortable feeling, because if we win these 2 games, then we will stretch our lead at the top of the league by a long way, I'm thinking. And so will things turn out the way that I'm hoping that they will? Who knows? I'll have to keep myself sharp during the game and look out for this press and how we deal with this press. And so I think it's time. Let's go and kick some balls. And so the team for today at home to Luton is Cox in goal, Norton-Cuffy, Digbereku, Dangana and Nizet at the back, Estrella and McCann, and Savu making his... Estrella, McCann and Savu in midfield. We are giving Savu the opportunity to prove himself. Niandulu will come in on the left wing, as Keogh is not quite 100% fit. And Jean-Jules and Surridge make up a very potent strike force at the moment between them. And they are playing very, very well. It is a day that Woodman, our former goalkeeper, our former first-team goalkeeper, will return in the Luton team. And it will be great to see him again. But but I'm hoping that he doesn't have one of the days that he had for us and he doesn't put on a real show. He is a very good goalkeeper, and I'd like to think, though, that we are capable of beating him. And so it is a big game today. We do want to retain our status at the top of the league, but it is going to be Luton on the attack. Dangana picks it up and finds Jean-Jules. Jean-Jules needs to find support. He looks for Estrella. Estrella, this is where everything comes from. It's from that little pocket that the DLP sits in. And Norton Cuffy to Estrella. Estrella finds Savu. Need to have a good game from Savu today. He has been playing well of late, hasn't had a poor performance. And Norton Cuffy finds Jean-Jules, passing it around really nicely. Jean-Jules, Estrella, into McCann. McCann from the edge of the box has found the top corner. It's Preston 1. Luton 0. We are marching on. Couldn't have asked for a better start. Teams are pressing us. Luton are going to press us. But if it's not going to affect the way we are playing, why would we change? And McCann doing what McCann does. How many goals does he score from the edge of the penalty area? And it is Preston 1, Luton 0. These are games that we should be winning, and winning quite comfortably. And so far so good. We've had most of the play, we've had most of the possession, but Luton have come back into it of late, and we do need to be very, very careful. And if things start to get a little bit hairy, maybe we will need to make some tweaks. And Luton are looking to come forward and playing it around nicely. They do play a short passing game, and here they come forward looking for a shot themselves from the edge of the box, but it flies over the crossbar. It remains Preston 1, Luton 0. I'm going to shout at the boys and demand more. I want more from this team. We've got to be winning the ball in midfield. It's really important that we win the ball in midfield just like that. Well done, Estrella, but unfortunately it's fallen back to Luton, and we have won the ball again. This is what we need to do. We need to win the ball, and then from there we play this lovely passing game. And here's Jean-Jules. Jean-Jules to Savu. Savu, come on Savu, put it into the box. Let's get it into the box. He does have support, and Surridge has made it 2-0, and Savu has justified his inclusion, darting down the right-hand side. He's just a small boy who's not very strong, but my word, when he plays, he can play football, and he has delivered there. He took 2 out on that little run down the right, played it inside to Surridge, and it's Preston 2, Luton 0. And we are marching on. We now have 30 points. We are looking like we are 7 points in front of Leeds. Leeds, I guess, still drawing 0-0 at Bournemouth. They are in a tough contest today. But for us, we just need to keep doing what we're doing. And we do have another injury. And we will need to take Ndulu off, because he now has a bruised foot. And we will bring on, Jordan Keogh. Keogh's not 100% fit, but we need to give him a run out anyway, so he will be the natural replacement. And we do have Doherty, who can come in and play on the right if necessary. And so when it's not a disaster here, when the injuries happen, we do have cover. And that's a lovely ball into the box, and it's almost Jules getting on the end of it. And here is Savu again. Savu is having a delightful game. And it's gone all the way back to Digbareka, to Norton Cuffy. Savu with a beautiful through ball. Here's Jean-Jules. Has a narrow angle. He finds Savu again into the box. It's flicked up, and it's a good save. Savu is having a great game at the moment. He is everywhere, and he has an average rating actually for the season of about 7.3. So even though he's not really a player that I really want to keep in the squad, I think he's doing extremely well, and he, like Collier, is making a name for themselves, and we need to get out there and do a little bit better in the second half, make the most of our chances. We are 2-0 up, but I do need to make sure that they're focused. And McCann, he finds, who is that? And that's Dangana, who's on a yellow card. I have to watch Dangana. I don't like don't like him being on a yellow card. I think what we'll do is tell him to ease off the tackles for now, and maybe we'll swap him out later. Digbaretu finds McCann. McCann seems to be controlling things more than Estrella from midfield. And here's Nizet. Nizet all the way back to Dangana. Dangana to McCann. Nizet, who has been hinting that he wants to move on, but hopefully he won't do. And here's Jean-Jules bursting into the box. He's made it 3-0, and we are almost out of sight now. Lovely, lovely play. Fantastic goal and beautiful vision. And I think it was it Dangana? It was Estrella playing as the DLP, and Jean-Jules, well, what a little chip over the goalkeeper that was. It's Preston 3, Luton 0. We are just marching on. This team looks almost at times unbeatable, and if we can keep getting goals in here, this will be good. It'll be good for morale, good for confidence. Savu's having a great game out there on the right. He's beaten his man. He finds, who is that? Keo. So he's on the opposite wing. He finds McCann. McCann to Dangana. Dangana, Digbareku. He's having a great season, Digbareku. He's looking for Savu. Savu's first time cross is headed away. Savu is playing a blinder and is taking his chance. He's got the ball again. Can he get the cross in? He's looking to bring it inside. Finds Estrella. Estrella in towards McCann, who can't get on the end of it. And it's cleared towards Digbareku, but it's coming back, and Norton Cuffy finds Estrella. Estrella, though, is robbed, and Luton will have a chance to build and counter-attack. But we should win that fairly comfortably. Beautifully brought down by Dangana. McCann, beautiful ball to Keo. Keo is in space, and Keo has made it 4-0. This is delightful football we are playing at the moment. And it is Preston 4, Luton 0. We haven't played this well all season, and some of these players like Estrella, McCann, and particularly Savu are having brilliant games. That was beautifully taken down by Keo, and he has made it 4-0. This is out of this world football. This is the way I envisage this team playing. Zipping it around, wingers flying into the penalty area, McCann scoring from outside the box, exactly as I envisage this team playing. I think Woodman is having an absolute nightmare, and it's time now to make some changes. And so we have made a few changes at the back just to give some of these boys a rest. Dangana is in need of a rest. Digbareku could probably use a rest, but we don't have anybody else on the bench. And I think maybe now it's time to just make one or two last changes, as it is Luton, who are finishing the stronger possibly of the two teams. It's probably going to happen. It's something that does happen to us. I'll probably shake them up a little bit as well. But let's make a couple of changes. And so we have made our final change. And as we go into the last 10 minutes, we are very, very comfortable in this game. I'm just going to take it down to a more balanced mentality so that we don't do anything silly. McCann is very, very tired. Unsurprisingly, he's had a very busy game. He's had a very good game. Woodman, unfortunately for Luton, our former goalkeeper, has a 5.7. We have beaten Luton very emphatically by 4-0, and that is nice work. That is brilliant work. And I wonder what the table looks like now. We are now 7 points clear of Bournemouth. Leeds have slipped. Leeds must have been beaten. They were beaten by Bournemouth by 3-1. And still 7 points clear after 11 games. And this is as good a performance this season as I could have hoped for. We have a game in 3 days' time to get ready for against Charlton, and we have to rest the players. We have to make sure they're well rested, but also well prepared, and that there will be, I hope, an element of rotation for the next game. The press that Luton played didn't really have an effect on us, but we're still not taking these teams lightly. I think I'll go and get the team ready now for the next game against Charlton, and we'll be right back for that game. And so the team for the game against Charlton, another game we should win, although Charlton are doing very well and currently in 9th in the Championship. And the team is Cox in goal, with Hughes, Bernard, Dangana and Azevedo at the back. Simpson, Estrella and Savu keeps his place in midfield. Mateta, Keogh and Surridge make up a very potent front three. And I hope that we are just going to continue with our very good form. Ali McCann thinks he should have been picked. I need to rest players. We have 3 games in 10 days coming up, and I need to rest players, and I don't care what they think. We do need to rest players, otherwise I'll be in real trouble in a few days' time. And I think we need to show everyone that their praise is justified. I have a lot of faith in you at the moment. Go out there, make me proud. But at some point, I just feel that this all has to come off the rails. It's just going too well, as Estrella finds Dangana to Simpson, Bernard making a rare appearance in the centre of the defence because we are resting Digbaretu today. And here's Matate also making a rare appearance at shadow striker, finds Simpson, who's also playing his first game for a little while. Keogh finds Estrella, who's been immense in midfield, and we have scored, and Matate has decided he wants to get his name on the score sheet, and coming back into that shadow striker role, having rested Jean-Jules, Matate has put us ahead. A fierce shot into the roof of the net. Hughes, Savu with the assist again. Savu's just making the most of his opportunity at the moment. And it is Preston 1, Charlton 0. We haven't seen anything of Charlton yet. They are a good team, and I do expect them to come into the game at some point. But we are dominating possession, 72% possession. Here's Keogh. Keogh drives it into the box, and we're unable to take advantage of that. It finds its way to Simpson. Simpson finds Matete. Matete all the way back to Bernard. Bernard puts his foot on it and finds Dangana. Dangana looking for Estrella. Estrella to Keogh. Keogh to Surridge. We need somebody bursting up that left-hand side. Who is at left back? Wasn't concentrating there. This is lovely football. We are totally bamboozling Charlton at the moment. And there's a lovely ball looking for Surridge. Surridge can't get on the end of it. But here come Charlton looking to counter. But Surridge doing the job that he's paid to do. Pressing back, and here's Keogh. Keogh on the left. Can he get a cross in? He finds Azevedo. Azevedo looking to get to the byline. Surridge is in. It's 2-0, and Surridge doing what job he's supposed to do. It all began with Surridge. He chased back, won the ball, made his way into the penalty area, and just waited until the ball arrived, and he was there in the right place to tap it home. 2 or 3 of these boys are having great games. Matate, Savu, and now Surridge are having great games. And it's a joy to behold when we are playing football like this. And as you can see, we are totally dominating them. Charlton have not had a sniff in the slightest. When we are playing like this, it's just absolutely delightful to behold. And Charlton have not put together a tidy pass. We have totally dominated the game. We have 71% of the possession at the moment, and currently we are 9 points clear of Bournemouth, and I'm not quite sure what's happening to Bournemouth here. They must be really struggling, and they are drawing with MK Dons. MK Dons somewhere down near the bottom of the league, but it's all Preston here at Deepdale, and at the moment as we approach half-time, it's Preston 2, Charlton 0. I can see that Charlton are coming back into the game a little bit. We do need to stay focused in the second half, and I'm going to tell them that. It's important we stay focused. We're putting out the second team here, and we are doing a very, very nice job. And I'm looking at Agahoa. Is he a real problem? Maybe we should close him down. He's getting a lot of crosses in. It might be as wise to go and close him down and maybe make 1 or 2 changes. And so we've made 3 changes, really just to rest players, and just I'm hoping that bringing on replacements. Collier has come on, and I hope these boys are good enough just to do a job and see this game out. We're completely dominating the match, and I'd be very surprised if Charlton can get anywhere near getting back into the game. Charlton are very, very tired. Azevedo is looking tired, so maybe we need to bring Azevedo off and we will bring on Nizet and preserve as much as we can of fitness. And Simpson, who's come in as a substitute. Lindsay looking over the top. He's come on for a game at centre-back. And we are pretty much in charge of the game. I don't feel the need to do anything. I think we should be comfortably seeing this out. Collier, who's trying to make a name for himself, battling in midfield. He still has the ball, finds Lindsay at the back. Lindsay, we don't want to dilly-dally around there too much. And Lindsay finds Simpson. Simpson to Collier. This is nice football. Matate is robbed, but it's going to be picked up by Hughes. Hughes has a man free. It's Collier in the box. Collier has set it up. No, it's been somehow kept out. Savu, who's playing so well at the moment, he's looking to get the ball in field. He finds Bernard. Bernard to Lindsay. Lindsay to Simpson. Simpson's taken out there. That was a dreadful foul. I do think it might be prudent to give Savu a rest. And so maybe it's a time to bring Niandulu on now, just to give Savu a rest. He's had another superb game, Savu. He is continually surprising me. Collier is surprising me as well. He's been playing well, a bit of a dynamo in the middle of the field there today. And it is Preston 2, Charlton 0. The game is petering to a close. Charlton are very tired, and we have beaten them by 2-0, and this just goes on and on and on. And I cannot see, the AHI has tried so many different ways to beat this team. They cannot get the better of me, and it's time they just gave up and handed me the title, because this team is looking absolutely superb at the moment, and there still is only that one defeat on the score sheet, on the schedule as we speak and as we go into November. It's been a clean sheet all through October at the moment, and as we approach the final game of October, which is against League One Ipswich, we should be winning that game. And so that's it for this video. We are well on course to achieving my goal of automatic promotion. We've made good signings, we've made good progress. And if you are new to the channel and you like FM content and you love to see people suffering, then why not subscribe, like, watch and comment. Help the channel to grow and help us to support the very, very good cause that you can see scrolling up above. And I am a very, very happy manager at the moment. Very different to how I left you last time. A very angry man last time. And a very, very contented, happy man. This episode, 6-0 on aggregate. It's been an absolutely superb day. And all that remains to be said now is stay safe, and we will see you in the next episode, which will be around the end of November, beginning December. See you soon.